Cleveland Cavaliers forward, Double T, Tristan Thompson. Tristan, thanks for coming on my podcast,
No,
man.
I appreciate it, Chris. I mean, you moved up the ladder, man. I'm
What-
proud
what-
of you. You
what
moved up the
ladder you
ladder.
talking
I haven't
about,
seen
bro?
you here in a while, but you moved up the ladder, man. You big time now.
You look outside.
Yahoo Sports, everything, man.
I'm trying, but you look outside. That'll tell you why I haven't been here in a while, man.
What do you mean? There's no snow on the ground.
It's cold.
Oh,
Well, it's 30 something degrees.
well, you was here. You was here the first 2 years of the run. You was enjoying the cold.
I was.
You was at that practice
Hold
facility.
on. I was here.
I know you still got your winter coat.
I do got my winter coat.
It's cold in the Bay too. It's a little cold on snow, but it's cold up there too.
It's cold, but
Yeah.
you said I was here enjoying my time here.
Hey, you was getting some good stories.
No, I enjoy it. No, I agree. No, this definitely catapulted my career.
Mhm.
And
We're
being
proud
on
of you.
cover
Proud of you.
I appreciate that, my
Mhm.
guy. Usually when you're being interviewed,
Yeah.
you usually have on better attire than the host. Not tonight.
I see that payroll, that pay grade
See
going
that,
up.
that icy white.
Yeah,
Nike
yeah.
right
You
there,
must have got
see
a fresh
that?
pack. You must have
Come
got it
on,
today.
Double T, man. And me, I'm trying to get used to you guys. How you guys wear it. Like I feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's a little bit too tight for my blood. But I'm trying to feel. I'm trying to get into the movement.
No, the more you wear, you feel more comfortable. The one thing that we gotta fix is them shoes. Them size 15 forces tied up like Sideshow Bob. You better knock it off over here. You better get some white forces or just wear some fresh socks next time we
Hey,
do
what's
this.
up with some fresh socks?
Get some fresh. If I come on here again and the shoes is tied up, tied up. You got the leather touching each other. Jeez.
Hey, my last podcast I did with KD, I had the black shoes on. Look, I wear 15s, and I understand for Air Force Ones, you probably should, go down size. And so I was used to my feet was a couple inches away from the back of the shoe,
Yeah.
which didn't look good.
I think you just need a pair of Vapor Maxes. Let's just change it up. I think a pair of Vapor Maxes might fit you better.
So these don't work.
Nah, I think I'll call those the lawnmowers right there.
Oh, damn.
Nah, you my guy though. So you my guy though.
Damn, all right.
Listen here. You had my back during my whole contract, and you put a great article out. You had my back. So I know you come from a good place.
Hey, but you come from a good place. You come from a couple different places. Let's talk about your career a little bit. I want to touch on a couple other topics, but when you came into this league, you came in as a guy who's going to do the dirty work, crash boards, play defense, but you also had the versatile skill set to be able to guard multiple positions. But it seems like over the course of the last 3 years, I would say, the NBA is centered on going small, a lot of small ball. And you're seeing a lot of guys who play your position being phased out, not being able to get on the court. You're still able to do that. Still able to play and get out there and do that. Why do you think you've been able to still be effective even though the game has changed dramatically since you first came in the league?
I think when I first came in the league, I think for any young player, my advice would be find out what your niche is in the NBA. What's going to keep you here for the long haul and what's going to make you pass the average rate of NBA career, which is 4 years. So for me, I knew that me playing hard every day and doing the things that might not show up in the scoreboard but actually changes the momentum of a game, could put you in position and line you up position with a team that may or want to be in position to win a championship. So, with LeBron coming back and me figuring out how can I be that piece of the puzzle, be able to do something that no one else could do on that team or find anyone that could do that, that's what helped me get to where I am and was able to be part of a championship winning team in 2016 and get the contract. And then, like you said, in terms of how teams are going small ball, it's a copycat league at the end of the day. It's whatever team has success or wins a championship, they usually end up stealing that style. Remember how the Spurs, when the Spurs beat Miami, they had Boris Diaw almost being like a point forward, and now everyone wanted the 6'9" guy that could handle the ball and be able to play the reads instead of just the point guard. And then with Golden State with the shooting, and for them having, with Klay and Steph when they won their first championship, two of the probably top 5 shooters of all time. Teams want to start shooting threes, and then adding KD as an addition, and now you got 3 of the top 5 shooters of all time, and probably one of the best scorers putting the ball in the hoop of all time on your team. Now teams are like, okay, let's go away from maybe, playing inside out, or let's go away from, getting paint twos and let's get threes. Let's get more threes up, and that's how the league is. So it's really whoever wins the championship, every team just starts to follow the same mantra. So for us big guys, I think if we were able to guard the pick and roll and guard all positions like myself, King Capella, DeAndre Jordan, guys like that, like if we're able to switch out, and even Rudy Gobert at times, he's able to switch out and guard those guards, that keeps us on the court. And really in the playoffs, the plays that active five men make changes the series. Like that offensive rebound and getting those dunks, because you always need a rim roller, because that's going to activate the weak side tag, and that's going to activate the shooters to get their open looks. So people say, I would say maybe not so much the post up 5 dribbles like Charles Barkley back down to a layup. I don't think that's what every team wants to do, but they still need a dynamic 5 that's going to put pressure on the rim.
When you talk, so you're 27 now.
Yeah.
When LeBron came back, you were 23 or 24?
23, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of players that age, they're not willing to accept the fact that their roles or their assignments, are going to be condensed. Mm-hmm. They want to expand and be the best them. Most of them feel like they're going to go out there. They're capable of being scorers, top players, top scorers in the league. How were you at such a young age able to okay, look, if I want to have longevity, I'm going to just have to do this, and I have to be fine with doing that. Was it a process of convincing yourself that was the right approach?
I think ever since high school and just getting into the NBA, I've always had wise, older veterans around me, and I was very fortunate. Obviously, my agent, Rich Paul, was definitely a huge part of that, him just being around the game and kind of always mentoring me and telling me, it's for me and him, it's bigger than just, agent player. It's more like a family and as a big brother. So he's been around the game for a while, and he was always telling me, at the end of the day, you got to put yourself in position to be an asset for a championship team. So he did a great job doing that, and I think having my veterans like Antoine Jameson and Anderson Varejao my first couple years in the league, with them being great vets and kind of just telling me, hey, young fella, do what you do and do it at a high level, and the basketball heads and the basketball guys will know, and they'll put you in position. That'll help you be in the right position. So for me, at an early age, accepting that and understanding that, I think a lot of kids, like you say, when they first get in the league and they feel like because they were drafted high, they're entitled to a lot. Yeah. But that's not how the NBA works, though. You got to earn your keeps. And the same way, you could get drafted top 5, but if you come in not ready to play or not accepting your role, they'll ship you out. And guess what? Your deal's only guaranteed 2 years anyways, and it's not that much money in the books, so they'll keep it moving. So for me, I understood that, and that's why I think it's helped me, at this point in my career.
What are you? I know you can't speak to that. You're not that player, but you've experienced or seen firsthand how, I'm bringing up Anthony Bennett, from your neck of the woods as well. What was his situation? Well, you think that was just not the right fit, or?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, listen, as a kid, you can't tell, you don't tell the team where to pick you, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, the person that, whoever was the head of charge or whoever was the scouts during that time that made that call, that made ownership feel like, he was number 1 pick, that's on them, Mm-hmm. For Anthony, I think it was just a tough situation. A team that was get a new coach in terms of Mike Brown who wanted to compete, and I think it was me and Kyrie's 3rd year, Deion's second year. So we were at a point where we brought in Jarrett Jack when he had the good year with Golden State. So we were at a position where we wanted to at least try for the 8th seed. So if I think for Anthony, coming in and trying to go against myself and Anderson and even Tyler Zeller, who was very serviceable at that time, it was tough for him. And, him battling injuries and I guess maybe the pressure of the outside world with what came with being number 1 pick might have been tough for him. But at the end of the day, he's still playing basketball. He's been part of our national team and been supportive with that. So, I'm happy, he was able to get a chance to play in the NBA. Obviously, I wish it worked out a little better for him, but it's not over yet. He's got to keep plugging away. At the end of the day, Anthony Parker got drafted to Sixers, and then he played a couple years, went to Israel, became a hero, then came back to the league and ended his career. So you never close that chapter. As long as you keep plugging away, anything can happen.
All right, I want to touch on the Warriors rivalry and all that, but
some good times.
Those were great times. Look, I would say this. I'll say this.
I think it was great for basketball.
It was very. And I don't think we can argue that there are better rivalries out there in the past in the NBA, but nobody's never went to 4 straight finals.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I remember when I took the job here when I was covering the Cavs.
Yeah.
When LeBron came back.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I felt like, from an observer, I felt like, okay, Cleveland's going to come out the East. Like, they're going to, I know you're having some rocky moments. But Golden State, to me, came out of nowhere. Yeah. Like, no, what when you saw, like, what they were that first year, when you saw what they were doing, did you take them seriously? Because nobody expected them to just take the leap that they did.
Oh, no, we definitely took them serious. I think, if you watch their games and the way they shoot the ball, the way that Steph and Klay, they're able to cause triggers. Like I said, the thing about the NBA now is who can cause the best triggers. And the way when those guys both come off pick and rolls and pin downs, it's almost like having, like, 2 Reggie Millers out there with them. So I think what was great for them, what was great for Golden State was that guys knew their piece of the puzzle to make that team great. Like Bogut, like people would say, like Bogut was scared to score, but he would do things where that wouldn't show up, but would help a lot. Like the way he set the screens, they might be considered illegal screens, but it was the Bogut screen, and everyone, the refs knew to leave it alone, and he was able to get those guys open. Or even his playmaking at the top of the key, he almost started that whole playmaking that ended up having Draymond take over that, and like Iggy started doing it. So like he was huge. So like everyone knew like knew what their niche was for that team, and then you had Harrison Barnes, who was a young wing out of North Carolina, with a lot of people were high on him, and he would have big moments too for them in that playoff run.
Not in his last series.
The last one he didn't shoot the ball that well, but I mean, the first year we played them, we went by percentages. We were like, okay, Harrison shoots in the 30s from the corner three, and Iggy shoots like 29%. And if you looked at the whole playoffs, Iggy was not making threes. And then we played the percentages, and it bit us in the butt. Iggy made like 6 threes in Game 6 here, and he got the Finals MVP. So, I mean, like, and that's one thing about those guys. Like, even though they have some veteran guys that people might think they would so-called say they're at the later part of their career, but like Iguodala's always had big games against us in the finals. When people always be like, "Oh, he's not a scorer," or "He doesn't make free throws." When he plays us in the finals, he always makes threes and he always makes free throws. But that's what like those veteran players that have been in big moments, they're always ready to play. Even Sean Livingston, he's bound to have a big game against us in the finals. But they're like, Sean's not really. Everyone says Sean's not really a scorer, but he comes in and has 17 against us. Most Spades don't play that much. He comes in, has 8 points, and you're like, he doesn't play all series. Comes 8 points. Leandro Barbosa. It's like those guys always have big games, and then it's like they knew their guys always were able to stay ready, and you got to respect that as a competitor. Their guys are always ready to go. Before
I get too deep into it, so you made a comment. Excuse me for not. I'm probably not going to say it verbatim. That you still have to go through the Cavs to get through the East.
Yeah, I think what I was saying.
Please do, Devin T.
I mean, this is what I always realize about athletes. Athletes get very sensitive when you sometimes speak the truth, which is fine. But what I mean by that, let me elaborate. Because everyone's gonna break it down or whatever. If they're gonna break it down, it doesn't matter what I say now, because everyone's gonna say athletes are sensitive. No, what I mean by sensitive is that when someone says the truth, it makes you uncomfortable, especially if you don't want to hear it. Like, if I was a guy that always thinks I was a 3-point shooter, and then my coach says, you can't shoot threes or you're not shooting threes, you'll feel upset. Yeah, so what I'm saying is the last 4 years, when it came down to it, and when it came down to it and it was the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cavs would be there, and the Cavs always had to take the trophy home. So, yes, the last 4 years, we have been Eastern Conference Final champions, right?
That's fact.
That's facts. People are uncomfortable because they might have thought they were better than us. They might have thought that we weren't that good. But I think at the end of the day, whoever comes out of the East this year, I'm not a sore loser. I'll tip my hat to them, say congratulations, enjoy it because it goes by fast. And the guys that you're in the locker room, this run that we go to the finals, you might not be around them next year. So enjoy it, soak it up, because I've been a part of that for 4 years straight. Been to the finals 4 years straight. So that's all I can just pass my knowledge. Yeah. So it's like, it wasn't like, but also I think as a leader of the team, how do I look as a leader of the team and saying, coming this season,
I get that.
So it's a quote unquote bad year for us. No, like you can't. Like I believe in my guys. I still believe in my guys. This is still early in the season. We've had some good wins. Obviously, don't have as much wins as we want, but the way we're playing and the brand of basketball we're playing, it's in a positive direction, and guys are getting better at the end.
Well, let's talk about that brand of basketball, Double T. From outside looking in, I see the team going into a youth movement, trading away Kyle Korver, like it's only a matter of time before JR is elsewhere as well. Where does that leave you? People look at you and say, he's 27, playing at a high level, doing some things right now on the court that you haven't done probably, for most of your career. You're getting to do a lot more. They look at Tristan as a guy that probably should be on a contending team. What do you feel? Are you comfortable in this position? And what's gratifying about playing with a bunch of young guys when it seems like the team is trying to just develop them?
I think at the end of the day, you have to be a professional. I think at the end of the day, what I do is punch in the clock, no matter what's going on, punch in the clock, come ready to play, and represent the city. At the end of the day, the city is drafting me, and we got a special bond, and I feel like it's only right. It doesn't matter what's going on. At the end of the day, I'm a player. Let the GM be a GM. Let the owner be an owner. I play. Mm-hmm. I'm a player. So me and Larry Drew, we get ready for the game. We look at the X and O's, Colin Sexton, those guys. We get ready to play. So that's how I approach the game. And with these young guys, I want to be the veteran where passes his knowledge down. I was very fortunate to play with LeBron James and learn a lot from him and learn a lot of knowledge from him that I retained and took with me. So I think now with him gone, it's only right for me to pay it forward. I think that's.
How long can you do that, Double T? You're not old.
I know I'm not old. I'm young.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Usually guys in that role.
You used to get frustrated and stuff?
They get frustrated, but they're in their 30s too. They're in their 30s too, past their prime. You're in your prime.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think the way I look at it is not so much like that. I look at it like, how can I help Colin Sexton be the best Colin Sexton he could be this year? How can I have Jetty Osmond be the best he can be? I think if I do that and they're better players in April than they were right now, speaking around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, then I've done my job as a vet, teach them the right things. Mm-hmm. That's how I approach the game. At the end of the day, every game we come into, we're trying to win. And whoever I'm lining up at the 5 position, I'm trying to destroy. So that's my mindset. It's not looking at, the contending or block. That's for the guys in the suits to figure out. Me, I just play. And I've been like that since day one. I just go play.
Well, and one thing I was surprised, I'll say this. So when I was covering you guys, I would see LeBron, get on a lot of guys. He'll get on the players. They mess up. He'll get on them, and I think he did a great job on how he was able to lead and be boisterous at times. But then at times I would see you get on LeBron, and I was like, man, Double T, he's not. And then you got the whole. The Canada,
the stigma?
The stigma.
Yeah, where did that stigma come from? Because I seen Steve Nash play with a broken nose, a black eye, and no teeth against the Spurs. So I don't know where that soft stigma comes from.
So you don't know where it came from?
Where's it come from? If someone could tell me where it comes from, please tell me. Because Jamal McGlory never got punked in the NBA. I never seen him once get punked in the NBA.
No doubt.
Steve Nash has played with multiple injuries, so I'm not sure where does it come from.
Have you felt?
Does it come just because they were foreign? Is that why?
That's possibly it. But
so that's just simple-minded people.
You're connected to the States.
It's simple-minded people. It just sounds like a simple-minded stigma.
But have you felt like you had to try to disprove that? You felt like going out there, you got to show people like I ain't what you think I am. It ain't no punk over here or something like that.
It's not so much I'm going to the games thinking that. I just who I am as a person. I've never been the way my family brought me up and the way my dad brought me up is that we. At the end of the day, if you're doing something the right way, you can hold people accountable. But at the same time, you're not going to back down from no one. At the end of the day, you're a competitor, right? You're not a slouch. You're not scared. You're here for a reason, and you're going to stand up for yourself as a man. So that's just the way I was brought up. So it's not so much where I'm going out there trying to prove. I'm just being myself.
Have you seen or experienced where you feel like you were being targeted? Because people may think, oh, he's from Canada. He's not.
Oh yeah, but I just laugh because those guys are just funny. Those guys are all funny. I just laugh because it's like, come on, man. I just laugh.
Who has tested you before?
Come on, Chris. I don't remember who's tested me. Anyone that's tested me is probably failed. So it doesn't matter anyway. So.
So get back to.
It's all love though. I love the competitive edge. It's like KG would taunt guys to get in their head, but it almost got him ready for the game. So it's like they might be trying to taunt me to get themselves prepared for the game because they probably don't want to play tonight. So it's like, yeah, go ahead, enjoy yourself. Yeah, I'll get like 4 offensive rebounds and your coach subs you out.
And that was what I remember. I can't remember. It might have been the finals you guys won. Mm-hmm. But it was like you were just getting offensive boards after offensive boards, and it was just demoralizing.
That's the taunting. That's how I talk. That's my taunting. Because then I just look over, they call the loose ball foul, and their coach is just going crazy, and they're all talking to each other as a staff. It's like, yeah, see, that's your coach is mad at you. You're gonna be on the film tomorrow. That's just as good as talking smack.
And you don't really have to say anything.
No, because your coach gonna be mad at you. You're gonna get yelled at in front of all your teammates. You're gonna go timeout. They're gonna say keep him off the glass, try to keep him, and it's still not gonna work. Fourth quarter, it's a close game. You get another offensive rebound, and it's like you just can't stop me off the glass. So
okay, yeah. So how can look? It's easy for somebody to say box him out, box him out. What are you doing differently? Where I mean, you're obviously a focal point at that end. Like, what are you doing differently to get around guys? A lot of times bigger guys, a lot of times smaller guys to get yourself in position to get those boards.
What I learned from Anderson Varejao is go to the glass every time. You go, think about this. If you have to box a guy out every defensive possession when the opposing team shoots the ball, it's going to get tiring. It's going to wear the guy out. So, yes, maybe the first quarter, second quarter, you'll do good. They'll box me out and there'll be no offensive rebounds. They'll be feeling good. Third quarter, they'll have a good job, but then fatigue starts kicking in. When fatigue kicks in, the mind starts to relax. So that's that's why I keep going every possession, every game, because
you're not getting tired. You're not getting mentally fatigued.
It's like shooters, they gotta shoot the ball. I'm a fast rebound. I gotta keep going. I gotta do what I do. That's my value to the game. So I have to do it every time. And as the defender gets tired, he's gonna start to relax. And it's just that one time you relax, that split second, that's when I get the offensive rebound.
And a lot of times that's late in the game, fourth quarter.
Oh, that's the best feeling in the fourth quarter when the game is close too. When it's like we're up by one, or they've got like multiple stops, but now they cut the game close, or it's tie game. You get the offensive rebound, you get a putback, or you get a loose ball foul, you make free throws. It's like, that's
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely. It's not a lot of players like you left in the league.
Yeah.
And if they are, they're like I said, they're not playing like Kenneth Faried comes to mind. People thought he was
his whole the transition with the Denver and then Brooklyn going young. So and it's definitely tough for him. I mean, at the end of the day, all I could tell him is that teams know what you can do. At the end of the day, as long if you're not playing, you just gotta stay ready because you never know. In Brooklyn, if one guy goes down, if Ed Davis gets hurt and he's out, Faried, you gotta be ready to play. And then he's about to be in a contract here. So Ed Davis goes down, you gotta be ready to go. And if you show signs, you put yourself right back in the mix for people to be like, oh yeah, this guy he can still do it. Like people almost think like because you're not playing, it's time to relax. Only relax if you're gonna retire after. But if you want to keep playing basketball, you got to stay ready because this takes that one injury or something happens where they throw you back in the fire. And if you're ready to go, you can earn your spot back.
That's wisdom, man.
Yeah,
that's wisdom.
It happened to me in the last playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
Just gotta stay ready.
That's true.
You never know.
When LeBron came back.
Oh, this trip?
No, not.
Oh, you mean
not
4 years ago? Oh, okay.
4 years ago. Did you think that you guys would automatically be seeing the finals year after year?
That was expectation.
Yeah,
and I think
you felt you were ready.
Yeah, I was prepared for it. I was sharpening the knife for that moment. Sharpening my knife for that stage. That's what's about it at the end of the day. Put yourself in position to be on the biggest stage. So you use those years ahead of you to get ready for that opportunity.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sharpening your knife, huh?
Yeah. I'm hitting you with these jewels right now. I'm giving you like the knowledge that I've learned. I gotta like almost send you like a invoice because I know people are gonna start using these terminologies.
Because you come with these old lines, and I heard these old lines before because somebody I talked to that says these old lines all the time. So
it's when something gives you the game for free, you gotta absorb it. Like look at the line I use: be a star in your role. Now everyone uses that. People use it in different sports. Just know that I'm one of the originators to say that. Be a star in your role.
You was something else, man. The Golden State Cavs rivalry. How special was that to play in?
That was amazing. I mean, playing in the Q was amazing during the finals, and that was amazing. I think playing in Oracle, the way they have that arena set up, where like the sound is almost like louder and condensed. I don't know how that how they set up with the metal up top. I see the metal lining poles and all that stuff. So I mean, it's loud in there, and it's fun though, man. Playing in the finals was a great experience, and I think. What they have over there is something special, of course, and then with the additions they've made, I mean, it was some good basketball. I mean, we were getting after it. Guys were getting into it. There was texts, frustration, mouthpiece being thrown, balls being thrown. I mean, it was good. I mean, that's what happens, though. If you see a guy enough, you're gonna get mad, and it shows you that guys care and they love the game. They want to win. That's what you want to see, though. You want it to be like how it was back in the 90s and 80s, where guys actually cared. And I think those finals, people actually. Whether whoever was the underdog or who had the better hand, both teams compete at a high level.
And I think what made it special as well is that it was great talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it showed you guys cared. It was passion. But also in the age of social media and all that stuff, we got to see the bickering. There was some pettiness throughout the whole series.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
but that, you don't see that.
Yeah, that's probably pettiness back in the 90s, but just because social media you never couldn't see it. Yeah, so now, but I think that's great. I think that's helped the game, and it's helped make the basketball more popular. I think at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. Basketball's a business. It's $1 billion business, and social media has definitely helped the NBA. So I'm all for it. Whatever can get us more fans. Listen, let's take the soccer fans. Let's take some hockey fans, some football fans worldwide. 'Cause I'm not just talking about just domestically. Like that's thinking small. I'm thinking big picture. Let's get the soccer fans to become basketball fans, and that's when we know we've made it. Because that's the next step for us. Basically, basketball's on pace to be the next top sport in the world. It's in
football.
Oh.
Or soccer.
Soccer, yeah. Okay. I hope you weren't talking about that.
No, I wasn't talking
about that. Yeah, we passed that. Real football. Yeah, real football. Yeah, real football. Yeah. So I'm foreign. So guys, football players, don't be mad. My football friends, I'm just saying.
They know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think just the way the game's growing and how popular it is, and you got like social media with the Zion, like him on social media, that makes kids want to go out and like buy a little net and dunk like Zion and become basketball fans.
Yeah, they ain't dunking like Zion.
I mean, I could dunk like that in my Fisher Price net. But not really. Yeah.
That's a different cat. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm putting you on the spot. First final.
We'll put you back on the spot.
That's fine. I don't mind being on a rotisserie. I've been on a rotisserie my whole life.
Okay.
That's why I'm so dark now, Double T.
I mean, hey, your wife loves it.
that final, the first finals. You put if Kyrie and Kevin Love are healthy, what's the end result?
I believe we'll be in position to be holding Larry Bryant. I think we should be in position to hold that trophy. By the end of the day, like I told you, Iguodala played one hell of a series, and I was
the introduction of the death lineup.
Yeah, and I was actually happy for him too, because obviously I'm not happy they won because I wanted to win, but I think I was happy for him because he made a sacrifice to go there, and it paid off, and he won a championship, and he was a Finals MVP. So it's like it shows guys like, hey, like it's all right to like step away from being the quote unquote man and want to be part of something special, because it's gonna always come back around. Like if you make sacrifices now, the reward will come later. So I think like for him, like I was happy he was able to like shut up the naysayers and the haters that were always questioning him, and he was able to get a Finals MVP. Like good for him. Like he deserves it.
Just a good story for somebody persevering, being ready. They stepped in.
Yeah, but I think that series. I mean, they won 4-2. Yeah. And obviously we're down, and Delhi had to play big for us. Yeah. Matthew Dellavedova, for those that don't know, we had. I give a lot of credit to the video guy that Golden State had, because they realized when we were up in Game 3, when it's a blowout, they threw David Lee in there, and they realized that our backup was James Jones. I mean, at the end of the day, David Lee and James Jones, David Lee's a post player, and Champ, Champ's our 3-point shooter, and we're not asking him to be the best post defender, but they found a loophole there, and they exploited it the rest of the series, because David Lee ran off 10 points in like the last 5 minutes of of the garbage time. Like it was a blowout, and everyone cleared the bench. I remember David Lee wasn't playing at all. They cleared the bench. David Lee came in and dominated, and you gotta give a lot of credit to that video guy. I don't know if he's still there or not, but he realized that, hey, coach, put D. Lee in a little earlier in the second unit because remember, me and Timothy Mozgov were starting. So our backup big, we had no backup big. So they found that loophole, and I think that's what helped them really win that series. Besides Iggy making those threes in Game 6, D. Lee was huge for them for Game 4 and 5.
Kept them afloat in that second.
In the second unit, and got them points.
Got you. Okay. I gotta look that.
So I mean, if we had Kyrie and Kev, yes, I think the series might have went to 7. But at the same time, I still felt like that team, even though we were down, those guys still had a chance to win that series. But they did a good job figuring out that D. Lee could be an X factor, and he was.
When you look at the second year,
come back from 3-1.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's basketball history. I mean, that's going to go down as like one of the best finals of all time. 3-1, come back from 3-1. No one's ever done that. Like, come on now.
I remember I wrote the story. It was I think you guys. I want to say if you guys went down 2-1 or 3-1, but Phil Handy, I remember ripped into you guys. It was it had to be. I think they went up 2-0. Do you remember that? Golden State went up 2-0 in Oakland.
Yeah, I remember Phil talking to us in the locker room, just talking with pride and kind of just challenging us. But I think, we just challenged ourselves. At the end of the day, yes, Phil was great at that, and he did a good job. But also, it was just us as players. Like, we had our own little group text when we were talking as a team about, like, when we went down 3-1, it's like, hey, guys, we go get Game 5, we're going to win this. Because one thing we knew is that, trust me, the flight from Golden State to Cleveland is a long flight. They don't want to get back on that flight. Yeah. We have to come back on that flight because we have to play another game. Because we have to go out there to play a game and we have to fly back home because we have to go play that game. So we said, we go win that game, Game 5, we'll win the series.
Hold on. So they were still, y'all down 3-1. Mm-hmm. There was still hope, like, that you guys can ultimately turn this whole thing around. I
exactly just told you right now. I said it in the group chat. Another guy said it too. It was me and Bron really said it. Me and Bron were talking, and we're like, you know what? Like, we go win Game 5, we'll win this series. And he agreed with me. And then we got on the plane. We told him. No, actually, before the plane, we said, hey, whoever doesn't think we can't win this series, don't come on the flight. So obviously everyone going to come on the flight. And we also say, we go win Game 5, we'll win this series. Because we know that winning Oracle was tough. We knew that we can win a game at home. We knew we could win Game 6 at home. But winning Game 5 is a crucial game in the series, especially in a playoff series. Whoever wins Game 5 is usually in the driver's seat because you get a little bit more leeway. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for us, it was like, obviously we had no leeway because we had to win every game. But we knew if we win Game 5 and the way that Kyrie and Bron had 40. Yeah. And then when we come back home, it's home cooked food. So Kyrie in the queue. We already know what L23 is going to do. We know Bron's in the kill. But Kyrie at home, there's not many players better than him on a home court floor when it's all on the line. One thing about Kyrie, when it's all on the line, I know. He ain't scared of the moment. So I knew he was going to be ready. And he's going to have a big game. And then me and Swish came ready to play and had a double-double. Swish had 21. And RJ was huge for us. RJ was huge. He was almost like our D-League. Yeah. He was like our D-League. Mm-hmm.
Combated that, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I remember that. He was, well, about him for a minute. So you guys won that in that fashion. Then the year before, Draymond had the taunting of Warriors. Yep. You remember?
Oh yeah. Because he did the E40 thing. Yeah. The E40 thing. Yeah.
And so then LeBron comes back with the Ultimate Warrior shirt coming back home. Mm-hmm. And it, later on at that time, it was the Halloween party you guys had, which was clever. You had the tombstone cookies and everything. Like, what was that?
I don't think it was so much of a. I remember seeing the cookies, but I was like, it was a Halloween party. I was not like, if I'm going to a Halloween party looking for a tombstone cookie, I'm really wasting my time. Like, I'm going to have a good time. I got it's me, Chloe, my boys. We going to have a good time. And Bron and Savannah, James, they do a great job putting together that Halloween party. So we wanted to come have a good time. I think. What was on the tomb? Like I don't know what's on the tombstone.
It was like a
what was like a 3-1
tombstone.
What was it say?
Cookie. There was like a 3-1 on the tombstone. Like it was a 3-1 on the.
So something like a petty troll.
Yeah, it was. But I was told like LeBron didn't have anything to do with the the decoration. Mm-hmm. It was set up. So but it was.
Through a party planner or whatever. Yeah. So
But it was still fun. It was like it was good narrative. Yeah. Like these two teams are going back. They're not afraid. So it was good nature fun. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I think made this series even more bigger. There's going to be 30 for 30. There's going to be documentaries about this.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I'm glad I made it.
No, I'm
going to be in it.
You had a big part.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why the Cavaliers, they saw what they had in you. Well, ultimately, you got that big contract, after that. Mm-hmm. But so let's go to when Golden State, of all teams, they're already stacked, richly stacked. They have a team that
73-9, right?
Yeah, 73-9. And then your boy coming from your alma mater.
Yeah, Longhorn.
Kevin Durant. So tell me, what was your first reaction when you heard that he was going there?
Um,
Keep it real. Come on, double T. Keep it real, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Kevin is my brother, and I remember sleeping on his couch when he was in college. When I come to visit, he'd look out for me and take care of me. So at the end of the day, obviously I was shocked, but at the same time, I know what he wanted at the end of the day was be in a position that he felt like he wanted to be part of something special, and he saw what they had in Golden State, and he wanted to win a championship. I think at the end of the day, he wanted that ring. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, for you to continue to grow as a brand in the business, you know, having a ring is definitely great for your resume. So I understand that. Obviously, people didn't take it that well because the team was 73-9 and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Listen here, if the Colts release Peyton Manning, like everyone's like, okay, well, cool, they're just gonna go a different direction. But then Kevin Durant goes to George the Warrior. Oh my gosh, it's like it's always bad when a player does something, but when the front office does something that they shouldn't do, everyone just lets it go. Like, oh, it's just part of the business.
I understand.
It's part of the business.
But I'm talking more so on a competitive standpoint. With you guys just defeated them, you just came back in historic fashion.
I was like, jeez. I was like, man, you guys added some. I was like, man.
You got to go through that, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it was definitely shook the NBA world. I think it shook the West. I think probably every team in the West is like, you know, we got no chance, so they might as well go young. Yeah. But I think that move, I think was, you know, it worked out for him. He's won two chips, right? Yeah, two, right? Two. Right. He's got 2 chips and 2 Finals MVP. Yep. So I mean, that's good for him. I think not necessarily what he did, but I think the how everyone took it in the league was every team was like, man, we just can't win. And I think that hurt the veterans that are at the end of their career, but that can also help the young players. Because you know, a lot of teams right now, they rather give a kid $480 that has no chance to play an NBA game instead of paying a guy a vet minimum that can help a locker room. And I think those, like, that's what I realized. Like, me being in this position now, you need good locker room guys. Like, Channing is huge for us right now. I think because he's good for me, he's good for Kev, but he's also good for these young guys to teach them how to be a pro. And I think a lot of teams are taking that for granted and like, okay, yeah, he's older, we don't need him. We'll just take this kid, you know, give him a 2-way, or we'll just take this kid and give him a 1-year deal and a team option, but he's never going to play. We'll just send him to the G League. But it's like now it's an empty locker room, and it's someone that could have been a great voice for your young stars that you're trying to build, to teach them the right habits in the NBA. And then, like, that's what you want to do as a franchise. You want to build good culture, right? So, like, me being here in Cleveland, even though LeBron's gone, I want to teach that same culture where, like, hold guys accountable, come in to work every day, do the right things now, don't cut corners. Because if you cut corners now, it'll come back around in your career and affect you. And that's why some guys never make the playoffs. That's why some guys always fall short. Or that's why some guys are always just on bad teams. Don't you just get tired of seeing the same guy on bad teams?
Yeah, and most of the time that guy thinks that it's everybody else around him.
But it's like, no, it's you. It's because when no one's looking, you don't want to get the extra work in. You're not putting the team first. So, like, for me, like, I think it's important to have good locker room vets. Like, those guys are important, especially if you want to go young, or you got like a up and coming prospect that could be something special. You want to teach him the ropes the right way, because he's not gonna know. Like, if you just throw him in there and he just, you know, he doesn't have to earn his minutes. He doesn't have to. You don't hold him accountable. He's just going to be like, do whatever he wants. And then it's just going to, it doesn't work out. Very few teams have took young guys and just gave them the ropes, and the team was successful. The only one I can think of is OKC, but really OKC, the reason why they were very good is because they had Nick Collison, Kendrick Perkins. They had veterans like that, Rael Lively, guys that were very good veterans and pros, and they kept them around for as long as they can because it helped their young guys get better. And that's why Russ is who he is today. That's why KD's the way he is. Those guys are great NBA players because they had great vets around them to kind of teach them the rope of what it takes to be a pro.
No doubt. That's what most championship teams do have.
Yeah,
those key vets.
You got to have those guys. You need those. You need those.
So fast forward, you guys lose the next 2 finals. Did the Warriors break up the Cavs?
No. I think the NBA changes every 4 years, by the way, if you haven't realized that. Every 4 years, it's like a new team rises and some teams start to drop it.
LeBron has changed every 4 years. Last 2 times.
But every team, though, like, think about the Clippers, they had Lob City, and then all those guys are gone now. Like, it's like every team goes through a change every 4 years. So it's not just LeBron. It's just I think every team goes to change every 4 years. So I wouldn't say the Warriors did a good job taking us down and beating us. But at the same time, you know, when you lose in the finals, you can't just keep coming back with the same thing. You got to change stuff up. And, for us, we went different directions, and guys went different places and did what they want to do as best for themselves, which is fine with me. So, I'm still here, pushing strong, fighting every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everyone's happy, though. Everyone's happy. All my guys are happy. I talked to Kyrie. He's happy in Boston. He's playing great. Yeah. Bron is happy in L.A. He's doing great. Kev's here with me still. We're chilling. James Jones is doing a great job in Phoenix, running the show down there. RJ is on TV, doing well for himself. So it's guys have all figured out.
Where is he?
Coach Blatt, he's overseas, doing well. I think he should get another chance in the NBA.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I think he's a good coach.
Okay.
I think he's a good coach. I'll say he didn't sign up for that team that he got.
Yeah.
So that was unfair for him.
That wasn't on him.
Yeah, so it's tough, right? Obviously, T-Lue fit that mold better because he was a player. He connected with us, and he kind of knew his things. So I'm saying, I don't see why Black can't take a team that's developing, and because he was good. He's a good coach.
What about the team now that the Cavs have now?
Larry Drew's doing a good job. Okay. I like playing with LD. I think he's doing a good job.
Put you on the spot. I'm just saying.
No, I like Larry Drew. Larry Drew. I like the way he plays. Larry Drew's been around for so many eras, but he's not an old school coach that runs his stuff like an old school, run you to the ground. He's very efficient with the time at practice, and I think that's what keeps guys fresh, and that's what keeps guys in tune. So I like the way he coaches. It's kind of now I understand why him and T-Lue had a great relationship, because it's almost like T-Lue's still there because they kind of have the same way of coaching.
Okay.
So it's I love playing with Larry Drew.
To semi-close this chapter on Cavs Wars and this conversation, Double T, I got to ask. I got you here. I got to ask, after that championship, Draymond has some things to say about you not being cut from the same cloth after the thing. And, man, there were numerous reports out there over the summer that you guys met.
This is what everybody wanted for the podcast. This is what everyone wanted. Nobody gives a damn what I say about my jewels of wisdom. Nobody cares. They're like, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what happened this summer between you and Grandma?
Double T, we need confirmation, man. This is you right here on the couch, Double T. All we had was reports they met over the summer, got into it, man. Many physical altercation, whatever, had to separate. That's all we know, Double T. Double T, did that happen?
Man, I had a great summer. I had no issues. My summer was great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had a good summer. It was a good summer.
You enjoy good?
Yeah, I got no problem with him. We talked, and he's good. It's cool. At the end of the day, he's got a great situation there in Golden State. He's hurt right now, but when he gets back, he's a big part of their team for a championship run. So he's got to go do his thing.
I'll leave it at that, Double T. I'll leave it at that. You have also experienced. You're not just an NBA player anymore. Mm-hmm. You have a different fan base now, and it's due to the woman. Beautiful woman.
Yeah, my amazing personal life, and I've had an amazing basketball career. I think at the end of the day, playing on the stage on a championship level team is to get a lot of attention, and of course, in your personal life, and that comes with attention too. But for me, I just stay the course.
I was about to ask that.
I just hoop.
How has it been?
I just play.
It has been different. You got more attention now. You
get more attention, but that's why I just make sure, when I go out and they take pictures, make sure I have a good fit. That's how I look at it. I spend money. I spend money on clothes, so I might as well look good in my outfit.
So you really know. So you can't I could go to the store, and I could sometimes I may wear tank tops and basketball shorts. Mm-hmm. You can't do that, huh?
No, I do wear tank top. I'm gonna wear some nice.
But my tank top ain't nice.
But you be wearing some. Yeah, you be wearing some raggedy stuff. Yeah, I'm not wearing. I didn't even do that before. So I'm like, it's just me being me. But now y'all just see it every day, and I enjoy it. I don't mind it. It's gotta look good. Make sure I keep a nice haircut, stay in shape, don't look fat.
Yeah, because they gonna catch you.
And stay nice in some Nikes.
Yeah,
the checks keep me right.
Yeah, you are.
Checks over stripes.
I wouldn't know.
Checks over stripes.
My dude, man.
Yeah, man.
My dude.
Come on now.
Is there anything about just being out there now? You're Tristan Thompson. You're not even like the basketball player. Is there anything different or anything that surprised you about just being out there more publicly now?
No, I think it comes with, having success in your life. When you have success in your life, people are going to pay more attention to you. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. I think at the end of the day, it's part of my journey, and it was already written in stones. It was already written in the man upstairs already had it written down for me. So he prepared me for this opportunity and this stage of my life. So I'm not tripping at all. I told you, listen here, I like attention. So I like right now, even like right now, like I like when fans boo me when I go to the away arenas, even though like, Bron's not there. I used to boo Bron a lot. Yeah. Now I get the boos now. It's like I enjoy it. I'm like, yes, bring it on. I love it.
A lot of players can't handle that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone. I don't mind it though, man. Like, listen, I'm not supposed to be here anyways. Most guys from Toronto before the whole wave started, most guys are just going to junior college, coming back home and trying to play like overseas, but not really doing much. So for me, playing the NBA this many years, got me a ring, playing at a high level, it's all house money.
Man. What do you think about where you're where you headed, like when you thinking about your career from now on, moving forward? What's next for you to accomplish?
Like personal accomplishment?
Whatever. You think about,
just get better every year. I think that's the point of being professional. You gotta come back better every year. Obviously, you're gonna have years where it might not go your way, or you might be hurt or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the whole goal is to come back better every year, right? So for me, I felt like this summer was a great summer for me to just get back to just playing basketball and just preparing for this new chapter. And for me right now in the season, just playing and just doing stuff that people might have not known I could do because they didn't watch the games before the championship runs. So that's how I approach it. Just come back better every year. So then if you come back and you're more successful every year, all the other stuff comes.
What's the biggest thing? I want to be delicate and careful how I
word this.
Word is not because some people, like, I remember when it's going to be a LeBron question. Mm-hmm. I remember a reporter asked LeBron, asked Kyrie, has LeBron been like a brother, I know a father figure, and Kyrie kind of took offense to that, and so
I think obviously because every time we do an interview they cut it up and break it down. It was like the question was almost just about like Bron as a father. And then I think it was I don't remember the question, but it wasn't more like, is he your dad? Like, no, the question was.
It wasn't, but.
I don't remember, it was in Chicago, but it was the way they worded it and clipped it up, it came off wrong. But I was saying like, yeah, he's like more like a big brother figure, or like a guy you can lean on with advice and all that stuff. But I'm not saying like, like Tristan, was LeBron your dad? No,
I said. But so my question was like, is there one major thing that he's left with you or taught? I was going to say taught, but I didn't want
No, taught. Yeah, that's fine. Because it's like, it's like passing it.
Is there anything that that really stuck out? A key phrase, words, action that he did?
I just think like what I said. I think just never cutting corners. Like he knew what he had to do to be ready to play at a high level, and he never shied away from that. Like not even so much on the basketball court playing in the games. It's like the preparation. Like that's something I took from him, was the preparation, like taking care of your body, massage, hot tub, cold tub, lifting a lot. Like a lot of guys don't like to lift, but you realize like if you lift, that builds that armor and that protects you from these long games. Like you play so many games and you're battling, especially in the post, you got to have that body to be able to withstand that kind of, those loads every night. So like for me, it's like just seeing all that. I think it was just a combination of everything, like how he just approached the game and how serious he took his body to make sure he was at a high level. Like that's what I took.
I'm pulling this up real quick. Well, so mean to go back to it real quick. Did you happen to catch Klay Thompson's quote?
Something he said today, right? Like the pettiness, that's what you like 1-8 or 8-1 or whatever. It was
regarding he was asked about the Halloween.
The tombstone thing?
Yeah, the tombstone thing. And he said, look how that turned out. Bums. That was crazy. I forgot about that. Well, look at what pettiness gets you. Gets you 1-8 in the finals. Idiots. That was to shout out to Anthony Slayer at Athletic. He got that quote.
Mm-hmm. So what are you asking me? Hold on. If I'm gonna say at the beginning of the show, I said, guys, NBA players get mad because they're sensitive. right?
Yeah.
Guess what? The facts are the facts. They're right. Tip my hat off. Winning in the finals last 2 years. Congratulations. I mean, it's facts. Well, why am I gonna be mad? I'm preaching to you. Athletes need to stop being sensitive. Then I'm gonna be sensitive.
True.
No,
That's
so
true,
of course, yeah, you're
you're
right.
a different team now. You're not the same.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure he wasn't referring to our Cavs team right now. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, I think he's talking in the past.
Yes, that's safe to say.
Like, he's not like. I mean, like that chapter's like that rivalry. That chapter's closed now. Now it's on like a new. Like we're starting something new now. We're trying to build something here that's going to be something special. So, I mean, I think he's just answering a question, but I don't think he's tying it towards the Cavs team we're playing tomorrow. Like, he's not doing that. So, you're right. You guys were what? You guys won 8 games. We won 1. So, I mean, y'all are the better team.
So
the last 2 years. Better team. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on now. You guys are stacked.
You're humble. You're humble, Double T. My last question, man.
I can't preach something and go against it.
No, I hear you.
Because then guys are look. Then I'm gonna lose credibility.
And you didn't contradict yourself.
No,
You
can't look like no fool. Mama ain't raised no fool.
You're a fool, man. So when it's all said and done, when we're writing books about that finals, that series, what is the one thing aside from the 3-1? You know, aside from coming back from 3-1, I know that's epic. What's the one memory you'll have, or one scene that you won't forget from that time?
Kyrie's 3 out the wing, right wing, step back. Man, I mean, that was a big shot, man. That's a Hall of Fame shot. Man, it's a Hall of Fame shot. He'll be in Springfield.
He'll be in Springfield. Huh?
Oh, for sure. Come on now, he can retire now and be in Springfield. He's got more. He's got a lot of good stuff on his resume that most guys don't have.
I understand.
And there's some guys that are. I'm just saying, there's some guys in there that don't have Kyrie's resume. So that's all I'm saying. Kyrie, of course, a Hall of Famer. Come on now. If you guys don't tell me Kyrie's a Hall of Famer,
I'm not denying.
There's nothing to argue. There's nothing to argue. The man has a gold medal. He's an NBA champion. He's an All-Star Game MVP, and he's made multiple big shots in his career. First of all, you should almost do like a filter. You know, like when you're looking for a house on the apps, you do like a filter. How about you put Kyrie's resume and then put the filter to see how much guys show up that have that?
Yeah. Look.
You'd be surprised how many of those guys aren't on that.
Double T. So you guys won a championship. What was that? Your 6th year in the league?
6, 7, 8. Yes, six. Yeah.
So you was telling me 6 years. If his career would have stopped right there, he's a Hall of Famer.
Obviously, he's not going to stop. But
you just said if he would have retired at that point.
Man, obviously, because people say, "Yo, you need." Oh, actually, y'all did 8 years.
Y'all did 8.
So 8, 6. Tomato. Who's counting at this point? Because you can come back for 2 more years. You could just chill. Yes, fine. Yes. Okay, maybe 6 now. Okay, let's say he retires tomorrow. After this season, he retires. He's gonna be in. Why not? The resume's there. The resume's there. People that don't want to put him in there is people that are haters.
Oh boy.
Haters.
It ain't got to do with that.
No, people are just salty. You know what I realized from winning a championship? It's a lot of people that are unhappy with themselves.
Because
there's self-hate.
Because why? Because would you see the vitriol on social media or something like that?
Yeah, or just I think people that haven't had the success that one may have, they find reasons to be angry and hate. And it's very sad. You gotta love yourself more.
I get so I don't know if you're talking about this in a certain sense. But
not Kyrie. I'm just saying everything in basketball in general.
I understand. Yeah. But Durant said that he admitted that after he won the first title, that there wasn't that overwhelming feel of.
Yeah, he didn't feel like he didn't. Fulfillment. It wasn't the feeling like it was like it was. Yeah. I mean, for him, it's. He took a lot of it was a lot of press because he left and went to OKC, went to Golden State from OKC. So for him, it was tough. It just. It was so much things going on that season, which was probably frustrating for him. And I can, as any human being, yes, it's tough. That's a lot to deal with. Joining a team like that and people are constantly talking your name and pointing the finger at you. So, yeah, it's going to feel uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, 20 years from now, when he's kicking his feet back and he's got his family with him, he's got that chance. No one can take that away from him.
No, that's real. I mean, hopefully satisfied to an extent with that.
Yeah.
I swear I'm going to ask you this. You talk about vitriol in the fans.
Not even fans, even like just basketball.
No, but
retired players.
I get that. Oh yeah, well, that's
I wasn't even talking
always-
about fans. I was talking about more retired players.
Retired players. Oh, that's always. I mean, that's.
I don't understand. Some they preach brother. Like people preach. Like
Yeah.
NBA preaches brotherhood, but then you have guys like hating on guys. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, KD says that as well.
It's so it's so
So,
it's so disappointing.
what was?
That's why I say you have to have good vets around to teach the kids the right way.
That's real.
So then
That's a good
as
point.
the years go on, when I'm retired, I'll be the guy that was like the positive guy. So people are like, you know what? That was good. He was a good vet for me. Tristan was a good vet.
That's a good point.
I love that guy. Yeah.
I want to ask you, when you were going through your contract thing,
Mhm.
this is the last question. When you were going through your contract thing, you saw the people on social media. You saw the fans. Like, did you have to block out? Because a lot of players can't handle the social media attacks or whatever. Did you have to block out thing, or could you actually go on social media and read some of the stuff and it wouldn't bother you?
Yeah, that stuff really doesn't bother me.
Is that right?
It doesn't bother me because the same guy that tweet like, you're garbage, you're trash. And you have like a dodo and they're like, oh, you're amazing, man.
Yeah.
I use you for fantasy points, man. You got me a lot of points, help win the game. Like, bro, come on, man. It doesn't bother me
So
at
you
all.
just made up like that.
Yeah, it's just like I just don't really care. I just do what I do. Do my job. Do my job at the highest level. And whatever you guys say, it's your opinion. You're gonna hate me, then you're gonna love me, then you're gonna hate me again. And when I'm done playing, you'll never see me again.
Boom. Well, Double T.
And that's all she wrote.
For coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm proud of you, man.
Nah,
that
thank
cheese
you,
getting up
man.
higher. I see your
Nah,
outfit
man.
got better. That check coming higher. Shout out Yahoo Sports, man. Y'all got a good guy.
They hooked
Yeah,
me
yeah,
up,
they
man.
did a good job. I mean, shoot, you do a good job. So it's
I
gotta,
try, man.
when you have personal success, the good thing, the perks follow.
Nah, well, hope.
Yeah,
You hope that's the case.
money don't lead, it follows.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
Because I had the falls before the money.
huh? You're crazy, man.
Thanks, my guy.
Yeah, I got-
appreciate you, bro.